So, in the continuation of last class is measurement of time. So, last class is measurement of length and measurement of mass. Now, next one is measurement of time. So, here we will measure the time in terms of seconds. So, the SI unit of time is second, and which instrument we will use to measure this time? So wristwatch, wall clock, these are all the instruments nowadays we are using. But the in laboratory we will use atomic clock. So this is the instrument used to find the time or second. So the other name of this atomic clock is cesium clock. Cesium clock. So actually the 1 second is actually the time needed, the time required for 9192631700 vibration of cesium atom. That means the cesium atom, so it vibrates how many vibrations? 9192631770. So the time required for these many vibration is defined as the 1 second. So that means this atomic clock is based on the periodic vibrations of the cesium atom. So it is based on the vibration of cesium atom. It is based on the vibration of cesium atom. These many number of vibrations, the time required for these many number of vibrations of cesium atom is taken as 1 second. So in India, who is maintaining this IST or Indian Standard of Time? So there is one research institute that is maintaining the Indian Standard of Time, that is NPL. So that is National Physical Laboratory, New Delhi, which is located at New Delhi laboratory. So it is at Delhi, New Delhi. So this research institute is maintaining the Indian Standard of Time. Next, the other units of this time is simply hour, minute. So minute is also unit, and hour, so hour, 1 hour, 1 minute, or day, solar day, month, week, these are all the units for the time. So day, solar day. Solar day means time taken by the earth to complete one revolution around the sun, that is solar day. So what is meant by solar day? Time taken by the earth. Time taken by the earth. Taken by the earth to complete one revolution round the revolution round the sun. So this is day, that means 24 hours. Similarly, one more unit, lunar month. This is also unit for the time. And one more unit is solar day, solar year. Solar year. So these are all the units. Lunar month means time taken by the moon to complete one rotation around the earth. So that is lunar month. Time taken by the moon. Time taken by the moon to complete one rotation around the earth. So that is the lunar month. Similarly, solar day and solar year. And we have one unit for the time. So the smallest unit of the time, I can say it is shake. Just shake. S-H-A-K-E, shake. Shake is equals to 10 power minus 8 seconds. So these are all the units for the time. So day is also unit. So you can say 1 day. Yeah, I can say 1 day. 1 day is equals to 24 hours. So this is also unit for the time. And 24 hours means 86400 seconds. And 1 year. 1 year is also unit for the time. And that is equals to 365 days. So that is equals to 3.15 into 10 power 7 seconds. So these are all the units for the time. So now we will see a few units. The unit for the volume. So volume. So we will use the, generally we will use the unit for the volume is 1 liter. So 1 liter. 1 liter means actually it is 1000 centimeter cube. So it is actually 1000 centimeter cube. Or just simply we will say 1000 cc. Cc means centimeter. This C means this. This C is indicating this C. This C means meter cube. Centimeter cube. Right. So otherwise, see, this is 1000 centimeter. Centi means 10 power minus 2 meters whole power 3. 1000 into, so this becomes 10 power minus 6 into meter cube. So this is 10 power 3 into 10 power minus 6 meter cube, that is equal to 10 power minus 3 meter cube, that is equals to, yeah, so this is also 1 liter is equals to 10 power minus 3 meter cube. So this is the unit for the liter in terms of meter cube. And we will use one more unit for different, for other quantities, physical quantities like pressure. So in case of pressure, we will use a unit called 1 atm, that is equals to 76 centimeter of Hg, that is equals to 1.013 into 10 power 5 Pascal. Pa means Pascal. Here what is meant by Pascal? Let me write 0.13 into 10 power 5. Pascal means Newton per meter square. So here Pascal is nothing but 1 Pascal is nothing but 1 Newton per meter square. So this is the unit for the pressure. So we will use one more unit for pressure also. that is bar. Yeah, 1 bar is equals to 10 power 5 Pascal. So here this is nothing but Pascal, scientist name Pascal, and we have one more unit for pressure, that is tar. So it is equals to 1 mm of Hg. So that is also 1 tar, and you can say 1 atm is equals to, so this is here 76 centimeters, right? 76 centimeter of Hg, or you can say 760 milliliter of Hg, that is equals to you can say it is 76 into 1 mm of Hg, that is equals to 1 millimeter of Hg is how much here? 1 tar. So that means tar. So 1 atm is equals to, you can write this or these types of units, that is 1 atm. See here, centi means 10 power minus 2, and see here 10 power minus 3 is nothing but milli. 10 power minus 3 is milli. So actually we have some prefix in measurements also. So now we'll discuss the prefix in measurements. So these are all very important when you are doing the experiments or measuring the values or converting the values from one system to any other systems. That's why we need prefix in measurements. See, we need prefix in measurements. So first one is multiplier. Suppose 10 power 1. So this is 10 power 1 is called deca, and the symbol we will use is DA. So that means this is the symbol, and this is the name, prefix name. This is the multiple of 10. So this is multiplied. So 10 power 1 means deca, DA. Next one is 10 power 2. 10 power 2 means hecto. So hecto means 10 power 2. So symbol is simply small h. Next one is 10 power 3. So you know very well, this is kilo, K. Next one is 10 power 6. This is mega, capital M. Next 10 power 9. 10 power 9 is nothing but giga, capital G. Next 10 power 12. In case of 10 power 12, so it is called tera. So symbol is T. Next 10 power 15. Yeah, 10 power 15, that is called peta. So P. Next 10 power 18. 10 power 18 is called exa, capital E. Next one is 10 power 21. That is called zeta. So capital Z. And next 10 power 24. That is iota. That is YOTTA. And the symbol is capital Y. Capital Y. capital Y. So these are all the prefix we will use in measurements. This is 10 power 1. Suppose 10 power minus 1. Then 10 power 1 means deca. If it is 10 power minus 1, 10 power minus 1 means 1 by 10. So that means that prefix name is deci. And the symbol is D. So this is multiplied with 10. This is prefix name, symbol. Next, 10 power plus 1 means it is minus 1, dc. 10 power 2, hecto. Now here 10 power minus 2. So 10 power minus 2 means centi. C, small values, small c. Next 10 power plus 3. Now here it is 10 power minus 3. So that is milli. So milli means small m. Next 10 power minus 6 plus 6 means mega. Minus 6 means micro. So this is the symbol mu. Next 10 power minus 9. So that is nano. Plus 9 means giga. Minus 9 means nano. Nano means small n. Next 10 power minus 12. So that is plus 12 means tera. Minus 12 means pico. So P. Next 10 power minus 15. That is femto. F. We will use this. This is for Fermi also. Right. So next one is 10 power minus 18. That is atto. So simply small a. 10 power plus 8 means exa. 10 power plus 15 means peta. Next 10 power minus 18. Next 10 power minus plus 21 means minus 21. So minus 21, that is jepto. It is jeta, it is jepto. That is 10, yeah, symbol is small z. Next 10 power minus 24. This is ecto and the symbol is small y. This is capital is small y. So these are all the prefix we will use in conversion of units and measurements. So why these prefix are important? Why these prefix are important? Suppose if you want to know the suppose take one example. Radius of earth. Radius of earth R is approximately 6371 kilometer. That means 6371 K means kilo. Kilo means how much here? 10 power 3. So 10 power 3 means into 10 power 3 meters. That means 6371 10 power 3 meters. That is equals to 6.731. So decimal point is here. That means 10 power 3. So here right. So here 6.371 into, because here decimal point is, after decimal point we have 3 digits, so 10 power 3 into 10 power 3 meters. So that means 6.371 into 10 power 6 meters. So like that you can write the, or you can convert these prefix, the multiple of tens. Suppose take one more example. Distance between sun and earth. Distance between sun and earth. Distance between sun and earth. So that is actually 149600112345678 zeros. So that means 1000000. So how many zeros? We need 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 zeros. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. Yeah, one more 0 meters. So this is the. So here 1496, then 8 zeros meters. So it is very difficult to remember. That's why you can write simply D is equals to 1496 into 10 power 8 meters. Otherwise you can write this is 1.496 into 10 power 3 into 10 power 8 meters. So that is equals to 1.496 into 10 power 3 plus 8, 11 meters. So like that you can write the distance between Sun and Earth, 1.498 10 power 11 meters. So that's why these prefixes are very important to convert the or to simplify these big values. So you can write just simply 1.496 into 10 power 11 meters. So you can remember this value. So this is the prefix in measurements. So next concept is accuracy and precision. So generally when you are measuring the physical quantities, due to various reasons you will get errors. So that means we need to take care of the method that we are following to measure the physical quantities, and instrument is also. So suppose if you use more precise instrument, then you will get more accurate value. That's why you must know what is the meaning of accuracy and precision. Generally, the definition of accuracy, the meaning of accuracy is the accuracy of a measurement is a measure of how close the measured value is to the true value of the quantity, the physical quantity that we are measuring. So that means here how close is the measured value to the true value of the physical quantity. Suppose length of this pen. So length of this pen is how much? Yeah. So it is around 13 centimeter. So let me say the true length of the pen L is equals to 13 centimeter. So this is true value. Now I am using this scale, another scale, this scale, and by using this scale I want to find the length of this pen. So if that is the case, then I am measuring this value is how much? 13.1. So with another scale, then now with another scale, scale 1, now I am measuring the value and I found that it is 13.1 centimeter. Suppose if I use scale 2, see I have one more scale, the old one. So if I use this scale, I am getting or different scale. So L2, that is equals to 13.2 centimeter. So here which one is more accurate? First one, because this value is close to the true value. This is true value. And by using two different scale, if I measure the value for this length of the pen, first one is 13.1, second one is 13.2. So 13.1 is nearer to the true value. 13.2 is not nearer because this one is nearer. That means here reading 1 is more accurate than the reading 2. So here which one is more accurate? First one. So this is more accurate. This is more accurate. This is less accurate. Here in reading 1 and reading 2, see in reading 1 there is an error. So this value is 13 centimeter. This value is 13.1 centimeter. That means there is an error. What is the error here? 0.1. Here what is the error? 0.2. So this error is bigger than this error. So that means here indirectly more accurate means error is less. So that means you can say here if you reduce the error, indirectly we will measure the more accurate value. So that means by reducing the errors, then the readings becomes more accurate, or the measurement becomes more accurate. So measurement becomes more accurate. That means you need to reduce the error. Right. Next one is precision. So what is meant by precision? So precision gives the resolution to which quantity is measured. Resolution to which the physical quantity is measured, or it gives the limit to which quantity is measured. Suppose same pen, I want to measure the length of the same pen. By using this scale, this scale, how much? Yes, we got how much here? The length, the true value is how much here? Yeah, true value L is equal to 13 centimeter. But by using this scale, we got how much? L1 is equal to 13.1 centimeter. Suppose if we use another scale means like vernier calipers. Suppose if you use vernier calipers, and by using vernier calipers, then we got the value L3, that is equals to 13.1 13.05 centimeter. And now observe the difference between this reading and this reading. This is by using meter scale. This is by using vernier calipers. So now observe here. actual value is 13 centimeter, but by using meter scale we got 13.1 centimeter. But by using vernier calipers, what is the reading that we are getting? 13.05 centimeters. So that means here, which one is close to this real value? This one is close to real value. And moreover, suppose here, see, if you use another reading L2, how much we got here? 13.2 centimeter. Suppose if you use the one more meter scale, and if you measure the value, you may get 13.3 centimeters or sometimes 12.9 centimeters. Whereas if you use vernier calipers and measure one more value or one more time, repeat the value, repeat the same procedure, and if you observe the value for this, the length for this pen, then we will get 13.04 centimeter, and one more time, then you will get 13.03 centimeters. See here, these values. See here, 13.1 centimeter, 13.2 centimeter, 13.3 centimeter, 12.9 centimeter. So in case of meter scale, these are all the possible values that you can measure: 13.1, 13.2, 13.3, 12.9. But here 13.05, 13.04, 13.03. So by using vernier calipers, we will measure these readings, or we will get these readings. So from these two observations, we can give conclusion that which is more precise. These readings are more precise. See here, these readings are very close to each other. So actually it gives the how close the measured values. So now from this point you can say that vernier calipers is more precise than meter scale. So, and because in case of meter scale, the least count is 1 millimeter. See here, in case of meter scale, the least count is how much here? See here, 0, 1 millimeter, 2 millimeters, 3. So that means with this scale, we can measure up to 1 millimeter. Whereas in case of vernier calipers, we can measure up to 0.1 millimeter, or you can say it is 0.01 centimeter. So after decimal, we will get 2 digits in terms of centimeters. So here the least count of the vernier calipers is 0.01 centimeter or 0.1 millimeter, whereas least count of the meter scale is how much? Just 1 millimeter. So this is 1 millimeter. That means smaller is the least count, more will be the precision. That means precision is depends on the least count of a given instrument. So now we can write down here. So precision depends on least count of instrument. So that means if smaller is the least count, then precision will be more. So that means precision is depends on the least count. So let me take one more example to understand the difference between accuracy and precision. Suppose we have experiment, and the experiment is to find the g value, the acceleration due to gravity. So the true value of, this is only example, just rough example, to understand the difference between accuracy and the precision. So it is only example to understand accuracy and precision. Let us take true value of g is equals to 9.8 meter per second square. So this is true value. Now student A measured this value by doing some experiment, and he got this value is how much? 9.7 meter per second square. Now student B also doing the experiment, and one more student. So total we have 3 students, student A and student B and student C. So when they are doing the first time, that means first trial. For first trial, student A got the value 9.7 first time, and for second trial, for second time, student A, he got the value is 9.9 meter per second square. For third trial, student A, he got the value that is 9.6 meter per second square. This is for only student A. Now student B. Right. So now student B, for first trial, he got the value for this G, that is 8.2 meter per second square. For second trial, he got the value is 8.3 meter per second square. For third trial, he got the value is 8.1 meter per second square. So he is doing experiment, and finally he got the value. These values for trial 1 this one, for trial 2 this one, for trial 3 this one. And one more student, student C. Student C is also doing the experiment, and he got first time 8.9 meter per second square. Second time he got the value 11.5 meter per second square. Third time also, and third time he got the value 7.6 meter per second square. Now observe here, which student is getting more accurate? True value is how much here? 9.8. 9.8 is true value. Which reading is closer to this 9.8? Student A. The reading of the student A is more closer to this one. So here 9.7 is near to 9.8, 9.9, 9.6. That means student A is more accurate. What about student B? Less accurate. Because this is 9.8, this is 8.2. So there is a error. 8.3, 9.8, error. 8.1, 9.8, error. So big error. That means less accurate. What about student C? 9.8, 8.9, 7.5, 7.6. Again errors. So that means less accurate. Right. That means finally we can give the conclusion. What is the conclusion? Student A, the readings are, he is getting with high accuracy. With high accurate. Whereas student B, low accurate. And student C Yeah, here also low accuracy, low accurate values. So he is getting low accurate values. Right. Now what about the precision? So precision is also important. Now observe here. In case of 1, this is 9.7, 9.9, 9.6. All these readings are near to each other. That means precision is high. So here student A is measuring the value with high precision. With high precision. What about student B? Student B, see here, the true value of G is 9.8, but he got the values 8.2, 8.3, 8.4, sorry 8.1. That means less accuracy because these readings are not near to the true value. That's why the accuracy is less. But what about the reading? These readings, among these readings, see here 8.2, 8.3, 8.1. These are all near to each other. That means student B is measuring the values with high precision. With high precision. What about student C? 8.9, 11.5, 7. These readings are not close to each other. That means less precision, low precision. So this is the conclusion of the difference between precision and accuracy. So simply, finally I can say that accuracy is how close the readings are to the true value. That gives the accuracy. What about precision? Precision explains that how these readings are close to each other. See here, these readings are close to each other. That means high precision. These readings are also close to each other. High precision. These readings are not close to each other. Less precision. What about accuracy? Accurate means these readings are near to the true value. That means high accuracy. These readings are not near to the true value. That means less accurate. And similarly, these readings are also not near to the G value. So that's why less accuracy. So this is the difference between accuracy and the precision. Right. So this is today's class. So from tomorrow onwards again, we will discuss new concept, that is errors analysis.